my office got notice from the Development Review Committee that on the agenda there was a item called a magazine storage facility for the police at the water company. And like I said, I have a crack staff. They caught this. It was an innocuous reference, and they immediately called the police and said, "What is this? And can you explain it to us?" Now, the Development Review Committee, and I refer to the DRC, it's a little-known review committee. It's a 4-person review committee that works through the Department of Planning and Zoning. We called the police and asked them to come out, and much to my surprise, the bomb squad, commander of the bomb squad, and bomb squad representative came to my office, and this is Major Milburn, and he will have a chance to speak here and talk to you and tell you his side of the story. But Major Milburn, when he came to my office, when the bomb squad came to my office, they told me specifically that they were going to be storing grenades, artillery shells, dynamite, and other bombs. Other bombs they find in the field they do not want to detonate in the field. Plus, all the ammunition for the police department. All right? Now, last night on television, if you're watching the TV coverage, you'd think they were going to store a couple of firecrackers and a smoke bomb. All right? I don't believe that. I'm sorry. Major Milburn, I do not mean to besmirch him. He is a fine man. He has done a wonderful job for this community. I have ultimate amount of respect for the police department, and any 34-year veteran deserves our respect, and that's why I'm asking that we be respectful when we address him. But unfortunately, the police department answers to the mayor. All right, we requested, after our meeting with Major Milburn, that he go back to the command staff and back to the mayor and ask them to reconsider putting this at this facility. That we do not feel comfortable with this, that I knew my constituents would have concerns about this, and we asked him to reconsider. Now, the mayor is going to have his time, and I'm going to work through what our office has done and how we've come to the decision we've made and why we're here. But what we're being told is that we're going to put 2 8x8x8 containers there. Now, we're talking about over 1,000 cubic feet of space. All right? Now, I know the mayor's going to tell you we're only allowed to put so much ordnance in there. We're only allowed by federal guidelines to have a certain amount of bomb material in there. My problem is we're having to replace a facility on Algonquin Parkway that is outside the boundaries of federal guidelines. They don't meet the federal guidelines anymore. And if they're not meeting the federal guidelines now, how do we know they're going to meet the federal guidelines in the future? I just question that. I'm sorry I'm cynical, but when you're talking about explosives in the middle of a residential neighborhood on the main water supply for all of South Louisville, I got a real problem with it and a real concern. Now, I think Major Miller is also going to talk about federal agencies that will come in and handle biological, chemical, and radiological weapons. My concern is, what happens if that federal agency can't come in today? What happens if we have a situation and the federal agency says, well, you know what, we've got a problem in another state, we can't get there, your bomb squad's going to have to deal with it. And if this bomb happens to be left in the middle of the Derby, they're not going to leave it there. They're going to have to store it, and this will be the only storage facility for the city police in the entire city. It's going to be on top of the reservoir, on top of the main water supply in a residential neighborhood in South Louisville, and that is my concern. And you know, if the mayor thinks that I'm making a mountain out of a molehill, I'm sorry, but I can't look you in the eye, and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't stand up and say I got a real problem with it. Thank you. The Cardinal Hill Reservoir holds 30 million gallons of clean water. It is a self-contained clean water reservoir. All right? It is the main water supply for all of South Louisville. Now, the city, why would the Louisville Water Company agree to put a bomb storage facility right next to the main main water supply for all of South Louisville. Why in the world would they do that? Well, the city of Louisville owns the Louisville Water Company. Jerry Abramson is on the board of the Louisville Water Company, and Jerry Abramson appoints all the members to the board of the Louisville Water Company. The Development Review Committee, at the Development Review Committee meeting, my staff was there, we asked the DRC, Development Review Committee, to postpone their decision, postpone their meeting until we could inform the public. They declined. They denied it. We asked that the police have a public meeting. The police said they would not, that they would come to our meeting, and that they have honored that, and I appreciate that 100%, but they would not have a meeting. We asked the DRC postpone their decision until after a public meeting that I could have. They denied it. The DRC Development Review Committee, the four-man board appointed by Abramson, the DRC informed the minimum number of people allowed by law, okay, about 120 people. They did not want or take any additional public comment, and they unanimously approved the application. Again, this is a small four-person board appointed by the mayor. It is part of the Planning and Zoning Department, and they answer to the mayor. The Department of Public Works was charged to find a new site for this bomb storage facility. Now, it's come to light that Public Works has been looking and working on this for a number of years, since we sold or put Southfields up and deemed it to be surplus. And I tell you, I did not vote for that. I voted against it. We need the Southfields training facility 100%. Our police need it. But Public Works has been working on this for at least a couple of years. Now, they will not tell us what other sites they consider, and I hope maybe they will tonight. But the mayor lives right next door to the Crescent Hill Reservoir, and I seriously wonder if that site was considered. Department of Public Works answers to the mayor. There's one common denominator in all of this, and it is the mayor. All right. No one else could rush this through planning and zoning, and this was rushed through planning and zoning with an absolute minimum amount of time. No council person could ever talk the water company into putting a bomb storage facility on top of a main water supply. No council person has that authority. No one but the mayor can do that. No one can force it through planning and zoning. The only one that can stop this is the mayor. All right? And the mayor says that we're screaming the sky's falling, or that we're blowing this out of proportion. But again, you cannot put a bomb storage facility where you're going to hold artillery shells and grenades and ammunition on top of the main water supply for all of South Louisville in a residential neighborhood, and it makes no sense at all. And I'd like to think we would all be questioning this decision too if they had decided to put it at the Crescent Hill Reservoir next to the mayor's house.